Omoyele Sowore expressed anger over what his reporters has done, the way they described the late Chief Ernest. This is causing serious reactions, and a lot of persons and people, in different position with regards to Omoyele's stand on what he has said with regards to the late Chief Ernest. Omoyele Sowore is the owner of Sahara Reporters, but guess what? He has people working for him. So he's like the owner of the company, and he's got people working for him. We know that Nigerian government, we know what they've done to him just because, he called out Tinubu and told Tinubu and the rest of them that he will mobilize Nigerian youth and ensure that none of them win the election. And for that reason, all his, credentials, all his identity has been deactivated. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. I am really angry with Sahara Reporters for how they describe the late Chief Ernest Omoyele Sowore. His reactions has continued to his words has continued to cause reactions. Founder of the online agency Sahara Reporters Omoyele Sowore has expressed his anger with his news agency for referring to late Chief Ernest as a Nigerian leader, saying he was a traitor. He said the disease betrayed the late Chief Abiola in Nigeria's quest for genuine democracy before and during the June 12, 1993 era. Chief Ernest, the end of a democracy traitor, described by Omoyele Sowore. When I learned of the death of Chief Ernest today at the age of 65, I could not hold my anger at the reports, including at Sahara Reporters, what and how my workers refer to him. They claim he was a Nigerian leader. Which leader? A real traitor? Truth is that Chief Ernest wasn't a leader. He was all a traitor who betrayed Chief MKO Abiola, and a betrayer of Nigerians' quest for genuine democracy is never a leader. He did the betrayal before and during, even after the June 12, 1993 era. Also, Chief Ernest wasn't an interim leader as reported in many other news outlets. It's a legal contraction he headed, known as the Interim National Government, which was put together by the equally evil traitors General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, was apparently nullified by the Lagos High Court. Also in 1993, after he occupied the office of president only for 84 days. Nigerians should courageously address the sin of these betrayers and a bunch of wicked people when they are alive and when they die. The people of Nigeria has suffered a lot in the hands of such wicked people and who have continued to deceive and put the nation in a bad light. So this is what is happening right now, my wonderful people. This is what is going on. Chief Ernest, like we all know, passed on. And even after passing on, what has happened right now is that Omoyele Sowore said his workers, his reporters, the way they depict the man, he's angry at it. He said he shouldn't have been depicted in that way or manner at all. He said that man was a traitor. He destroyed the very fundamental and the essence of true democracy. Such a one should not be given the acronyms for which he was described at, because he was a failed entity and should never be described in such a way or in such a manner. You see, so these are some of the things ongoing right now. Omoyele Sowore said, no, that man betrayed MKO Abiola. That man did not allow things to go well. And the funniest thing is that he was only president for 84 days. And, during that time of Babangida and all that happened, after MKO Abiola won one of the most transparent and genuine election in Nigerian history, Babangida he couldn't believe that the South was going to be producing the next president. And so immediately he declared the election as nullified, and not too long from there, we all know what happened to MKO Abiola. But again, the story comes on board. If something is happening in your house that nobody should have a preview knowledge to, The thing is because somebody from your house was part of it that gave the, it gave you out. Somebody from your own household knew what was going on, and he gave you out. Okay, he told the people outside that, yeah, this is what we have, this is that, and gave them the liberty to continue, or to be able to track, or to be able to understand what exactly is going on, how they should come in, how they should vent, where they should be able to, where they'll be able to get some of those things. You see, so it was this man, and Chief Ernest is a Yoruba man, as one of the persons who, let out his own and gave them out for a betrayer. And this is what Omoyele Sowore is saying. Such a person should not be described as a Nigerian leader. Leader how? And if you go to foreign countries and you see how people who have not done well are being treated, I think those kind of things should be welcomed back into Nigerian society, so that politicians and those who engage in stealing from the nation, are brought to justice and are brought to book. Then they will desist from some of the actions they take. They will be able to know that if they behave in such a manner, in a particular way, it will not all go well. So it brings them to a place of caution, where they don't take things into their hands and misbehave. I think that should come to Nigeria. But again, Nigeria is so corrupt that these people have so much fortified themselves. Yes, they've so much fortified themselves and done so many things that, at the end of the day, they don't, you can't get them. Recently a law was passed that you cannot touch a governor, anyone who has served as a governor, after his tenure. You can't touch him. Yet, for instance, he has stolen the money that was meant for rehabilitation of road, meant for health care, meant for education. He took this money, he dug it up on a pit or wherever he decided to keep this money. He has kept it for himself and his children yet unborn, And you said nothing must be done to them. They cannot be persecuted. What kind of a system is that? How does he encourage transparency? How does he encourage them to serve the people like their duty should be? If you say they cannot be touched, they're untouchable. How does he give accountability for them to know that every work that they are doing in office will be probed, will be investigated? How do you now come out to say what they have done is not right, and so they must be persecuted, or they must be treated in such a manner, which will now put that caution, that fear, if to so to say, in them to desist from wickedness? How does it happen? The word is enough is enough. We cannot continue to deceive ourselves. Leave us a comment. God bless. Bye for now.